So like we have these rules, by the way, because when two people play, it could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing. And we've played enough, like we played a lot all throughout before we even started streaming, that we know when things go bad and when things work well. And so these rules prevent the things from going bad. And they're very good rules. Like whenever things go bad, it's like more than 50% of the times it's because one of us violated a rule. And otherwise things go a bit better.
Okay, all right. So, drum roll. The winner is Crooked Lemur. Crooked Lemur, congratulations. You have won a coaching session with Adwokta.
Golden Common.
Golden Organ Infiltrator.
Yeah, so just shoot me an email after the stream at adwcta@gmail.com, and then we'll set up a session. Is this going to be golden too? No. Well, one golden card. Can't be too sad about that. Okay, so that's it for the stream.
We actually have a question.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I keep
Wild...
forgetting that I normally have like 10 packs, so we naturally get questions.
Thoughts on Wild Growth in Arena? Should I draft it, and when do I coin it out?
You should draft it if you have a very high curve, and not like just a ton of stuff that costs 8 mana, but like a lot of stuff that costs 4 mana, a lot of stuff that costs 5 mana, a lot of stuff that costs 6 mana. What you want to do is you want to use Wild Growth and then be on a curve for like 3-4 turns after that. So but once you use Wild Growth, you're a little ahead, so you're drawing actually one less card than you normally would have, because you're one extra mana crystal ahead. So you need more of those cards to get the consistency. And you lose a card because you Wild Growth. So it's not generally a good card. It's more like a bailout card, which is another reason why Druid is pretty good even if you're like in the beginning of the arena. So you can save a draft if you go too high curve in the end with like cards like Wild Growth and Innervate, whereas most classes don't let you do that. And you also can save a draft because Druids have Power of the Wild, which is a 3/2.
Yep. Just another comment from the chat. Riot No Warito suggests you guys should try as much as possible not to think out loud. I think both of you should decide how to play the turn, then come to a decision of which way is better, I think. I'll respond to that first. We saw some of the negatives of us like talking it out and kind of getting in each other's way this turn, or last game, but overall, I think there is a net benefit, a huge net benefit in talking it out. It forces you to reason out why you want to play a certain way, and the other person can catch your reasoning.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Don't just present. It's like the annoying thing they tell you in math class, right? Like, show your work. You don't just reach an answer. I don't tell Adwokta the answer is 42, and he says the answer is 45, and then
the answer is 42. I believe you on that.
Well, that is the answer to everything. But when I say it's like, oh, it's because 21 plus 21 equals 42, he can catch me and say, like, why 21? We're adding 25. And I'll be like, oh, you're right. Like, that was dumb to add 21. But, my bad example aside, that's why you want to talk it out with a partner if you're playing with a partner, or if
normally what we try to do in the in our runs is actually that Merps talks when the opponent is doing a turn, and then we think, and then I start talking, and then he starts talking. So we're supposed to do that, but after like we get into it, and then we're already predicting our next play when the opponent is doing that, it goes more back and forth. And that naturally happens, and it's not a bad thing, but it does bog us down a lot. As long as we stick to the rule where once the rope starts, I have like something like 5 to 10 seconds to make a decision. That's fine. At that point, that's the time in which I can pull back and like actually weigh options. Because until then, we can just go over options and it's fine. Like you don't. You annoy the other person because you're taking forever to make your play, but it doesn't actually like ruin your thought process. Especially because we're generally skeptical people. We won't like just hear someone say something and be like, oh yeah, let's do that. It's like the exact opposite. we'll probably hear someone say something and be like, oh, but you can also do it this other way. Let's see why you would or would not do it that way.
Yes. By the way, which email should Crooked Lemur contact again?
adwcta@gmail.com. It's the most creative email for my handle.
Okay. So Flux Capacitor has another question. He asks, what kinds of secrets should I draft for Mage? Sometimes I get offered 1,000,000 and generally don't love Mage secrets in Arena. Also, is Spellbender on the whole worth the epic slot? Oh God, Spellbender.
Spellbender. There's so many. So Spellbender is probably the most tricky secret in the entire game. No one expects it. It's not that good, so no one picks it. But it's not horrible. And a lot of epic cards are actually horrible. So it is actually the value choice enough times that it'll really throw your opponents off. But in general, secrets are not that good. I wouldn't start placing more value on it than, like an anti-gravity tier list, for example, unless I have synergies already in place, which is Mad Scientist, which is Kirin Tormage. If I have like a Mad Scientist, for example, like if I have already drafted a Mad Scientist, then secrets I think go up in a lot of value. A Mad Scientist has good value, like maybe the same value as a 3/2, like maybe a Fairy Dragon. If you have 2 secrets in the deck, if you have 3 secrets, it has more value than that. So your secrets start boosting other cards, and that becomes really good.
Yeah, definitely. And the chat is lamenting on all the times that Spellbender stole their Blessing of Kings.
Yeah. It's impossible to play around, and you screw with your opponents so much because they do like 5 things to try to figure out what it is, and then they're like, I still don't know what it is. It could be a Spellbender, it could be an Ice Block, I don't know.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's it for questions. You guys might be disappointed when we reach 5 wins. We're a little bit disappointed in ourselves as well.
We're very disappointed because it's not like we reach 5 wins, because there was that 5-win Warrior run where I don't think we did anything wrong. We just met up against decks that ruined us. This time it was our fault. We could have won both. We could have won 2 out of the 3 losses. And Merps' prediction is right, which is why never predict things like that. Especially when you have a chance to influence the game. You don't know how your subconscious works.
12-win predictions.
12-win predictions next time from now on. Okay. Okay, so now Rogue and Warrior are both at 6 wins, and this was not a great deck, but it was a decent deck. It should have gone much more. Okay, see you guys next week. Could we do Sunday next week? I think we're probably going to do.
Yeah, that probably.
Probably.
Yeah,
we'll update it again in the early week next week to give you guys the schedule. All right. Once again, for people on YouTube, post coaching in the comments, and then we'll enter you into the drawing for the coaching session for next week, and then when we do our run next week. Okay. See you guys, and thanks for watching.
All right.